Yes, sir. Once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, I will say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra. We are streaming live through Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uche Okafo-Mefo. He is from Abatiti. Abatiti is in Anambra. In Anambra State is Biafra land. Is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Of course, he is standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazen Nandi Okukano, the prince of Afari Beku, heir to the throne of Ibeku kingdom. The one and the only man that stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people. Once again, I welcome you. I remain George Onibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. Once again, we are inching closer to the total restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. And I think we are in a position to begin to readjust our mindset. We are in the position to begin to reconsider our way of life. This is a time where we will make decision that will affect the next generation of Biafran positively or negatively. But we could only pray that every decision we make today will open a new frontier for the next generation of Biafrans to be able to soar higher than the predecessor, to be able to soar higher than we can ever dream or imagine. For our fathers did their best, and I would not say we have done bad. And I give that appreciation to IPOB, the leadership and the committed member. For look at where we are today. Who would have believed that in a time like this, Arewa area boys will only be threatened? Who would have believed? But of course, whether they submit or they did not submit, what's going to be, going to be. Without wasting much of our time, we still go back to our study this evening. It's simple. The theme remains back to our root. Back to our root. If you want to kill a tree, you have two options. You either kill that tree from the tap root, or you begin to cut the branches. But the moment you get to the tap root, you kill the whole of the tree. We must appreciate Chukwu Kikabiama because those who came after our life, they were busy cutting the branches. They were busy dividing us. No, you are Niger Delta, you are Delta Niger, you are Upland, you are River Rhine. If God have allowed them to attack our roots as they are making effort to do, we would have been gone as a people. May we remind the world once again that Biafrans remain the most endangered species of humankind, or Homo sapien, as the case may be. We remain the most endangered species. And then sometimes we'll say, maybe it's a conspiracy of the world against us as a people. And then we should begin to ask, what exactly have we done to deserve this? Why is it that the actions of Geneva Convention never acknowledge us? Why is it that when they talk about on the floor of the United Nations, they look at us as if we have committed a crime? Why is it that the world is mute? But then, like our people will always say, if they reject you, you cannot reject yourself. My father told me, he said, when the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world. We must go back to our root. And I must appeal to you. Do not misunderstand me. Do not misinterpret me, because you will only hurt yourself. When I say go back to your root, don't tell me your ancestors are evil, because mine is not evil. I won't believe you. And it looks to me we are not coming from the same place. Did I say they didn't commit sin? Of course they did. But I will never believe that they are evil. Our topic today, we have been looking at the 7 pillars that hold our foundation. Our cultural foundation, the 7 pillars that hold our cultural foundation. This is our heritage. This is our heritage. We've taken time, we look at food, we look at medicine, we look at dressing, we look at marriage. Today we will proceed to security. When you see Fulani Hausa coming to tell you that they are going to give you security, Fulani security in Biafra land, you think they don't know what they are doing? There is a role security play in life of every indigenous people. They have their own community security. But I think we are not making use of our security any longer. So they want to help us. They want to help us at least initiate that security, so that they will be in charge everywhere. Because we are thinking that, oh, it's not a part of our life. Our ancestors did not do anything like this. There is no need to talk about security. No need. Let's just move on. We can always hire our then they can always take care of anything we want to watch, Well, let's move ahead. No. There was a system of security in our land. There was. But somewhere along the line, something went wrong. Something went wrong. And that is what we are here to correct. Make no mistake about it. Today, or rather this hour, we are going to look at security. There are certain things I will want us to look into. Maybe it will help serve as a guide in this study. Today you need to ask yourself one question. What is security? What is security? We can speak big grammar. Security, or in a way we can understand it. As a people, as Biafran people, I never heard of a story of we having community police. Our ancestors never organized vigilante, but they have vigilante. But not as the type of vigilante you see today. Because every family understand that the need, the reason, the purpose to protect your community lies in the hand of the youth. So what we actually have is community. The reason why it was very difficult for the British to control our people when they invaded our land was because they didn't meet any form of policing. Who are you policing? When there is nobody to steal, when there is no criminal anywhere, when Amadioha is waiting for you, who are you to steal? What are you going to steal? Because if I remember in those days, there is a musician, he made a song and he said, Mambo, onye ngulo tie, who is there? Onye shi agbapwa. Manubua, onye shi tie, who is there? Onye ngulo anyo amamere gbanse tupu of onye ju ajuju. Now, for those of you who do not understand the Igbo dialect, I know I may not have used it the way it's supposed to be. But there was a musician that sang a song and said, in those days, when armed robber knock at the door, you hear the sound of the armed robber. You will say, who is there? The armed robber will run 440. That is how they call that type of robber. I saw them. My house was robbed maybe 2-3 times that I know. These are common petty thieves. And the moment you hear door making crack at night, go back to Nigerian judicial system. You see there is nothing like armed robbery. The only thing they have is a burglary, breaking and entry. Now there is nothing like breaking and entry. You hear kidnapping, and the Hausa Fulani. But in those days, you hear breaking and entering, burglary. Finish. And that burglary or breaking and entry, the moment they are touching your door, crack, you just wake up. What you say is, who's there? That who is there, they will fly away. But look at how things has changed. The musician say, but now, when the criminals say, who is there? The owner of the house will urinate in his trouser. Peace, poo-poo, right there before I even see who asks question. You see, a lot of things has changed. Why? Because we have forgotten some of this principle. So people say, no, we are advancing. You think it's everywhere you have common picking pocket? You think it's every country you go, you see every picking pocket, you see kidnapper, like you are seeing in Nigeria? Something went wrong. There was no need for security. I witnessed the time when the door in your house don't have key. Now let me explain so you understand the role security play. In those days when I was a child, in the community where I live, it's a developed place. I come from Abo. As far as I can remember, Abo harbor one of the first road Oyibo ever tied in the whole of Nigeria. Marere, to be precise. That is the home of my ancestors. Marere, to be precise. So DSS can go there, they will see me there. Mad people. And now, no matter how advanced that place looks like, in those days, our doors don't have key. What you use is boot. They call them the blacksmith. We call them Ojogu in my dialect. They will construct a pin that looks like an arc, a curve. Blacksmith will construct an iron, a rod that is in the shape of an arc, just a little curve. So when we are going out, we put it on top of the door. So anybody that comes back first from the school, you just need to climb up, collect that rod from there, chuck it on the hole that they drill on the door, you turn it inside and use it to remove the bolt. The bolt will now move, the door will open. In other words, we know where every house in that community keep their boat. Even my own boat can even open other people's door. But do you know nobody comes to take anything from our house? In those days, in fact, that place where my family house is, our neighbor is a native doctor. A rehabalist that is well known in Abo. They fear this man, but he's our neighbor. But yet, when we are going out in the morning, going to school, nobody at home, our pot of soup is outside. Even our dog will not go close to the pot of soup. Our dog will not even go close to the pot of the soup. Do you know this native doctor, as fearful as he may be, he can't even come to our pot of soup and put juju, because that pot of soup will remain there. But we come back inside that same pot of soup, we take and eat. Oh my God, you don't know what you miss if you never experience that society. You don't know what you miss if you have not been part of that society. So when Fulani say we're coming to secure Biafra land, you think they are helping you. You don't know the evil these people brought to us. And then if I have a native doctor, a witch doctor as they call them, to demonize them, be my neighbor, and he never poisoned any of us, how evil do you think they are? Forget about all these people selling Ababet in every market. Ababet 5,000, Ababet 100. Depending on the grade of Ababet, they are selling it. Forget about those people. We need to understand how we got here. How we got here. And now there was no need for security, but there was security. There was no need for security, but there was security. I want you to go back to history. I don't know of Yoruba people in the ancient time. But I know Awusa have always been having police. Or when you see Awusa, go back to Awusa Fulani land. Everybody is a police. When you see them carrying gun, it's in their DNA. They have already formed police before Igbo came because they are looters. You can see them manifesting it in the current day Nigeria. So I say, oh, our ancestors are evil. Their door don't have key. But today, once you have little money and you're able to build a good house, this is what they do. They buy German door. What do they call this door? They call it German hammer. You call your engineer, please, I need German hammer. You need crane to lift door. Oh, I need this guitar to be strong. What are you strong in? The point is, if our fathers were not criminals, who gave birth to the criminals in our land today? Security. Security simply means designing, organizing, arranging your community in such a way that no intruder or invader can be able to access your land. That is exactly what every IPOB, what every Biafran needs to begin to do. You don't need AK-47 to secure your land. You need to do the right thing. Let's stop it there. Then we go to the next question. What is the method of community security that we use in those days. How do they secure our place? Because don't tell me that we don't have security, but yet we have security. What was the method? How did they succeed? Now let me tell you. I think I am as guilty as this thing I want to say. But may God help us. When we come out, we say, oh, those of you in the village, mobilize, start security, do you know what they are going through? That is why any day you enter your village, you will pay plenty money. And I must apologize to my village people. Because I know I am owing, seriously I'm owing, and I will pay. Because while you are not there, there are people who put their life on the line to hold your land. There are people. Now, how did they organize their own security? First of all, it is the duty of every son, every child, to guide their own home. They put their eye on ground. How many Biafrans are actually putting their eye on what is happening in their village? Oh, you are an Igbo Hausa, you are an Igbo Yoruba, you are an Igbo Yibo, so your village should remain there. If they don't need a simple method of protecting their place, everybody must put their eye down. You waka anyhow, you get the eye where they see anyhow, where they look you. So Biafrans, as you are listening to me, open your eye, shine your eye. When you see anybody where they your community, they waka anyhow. Make your eye look them anyhow until you know where they are coming from and where they are going for. Simple. We didn't have police. In fact, I remember in those days when Nigerian police came to Abo, you can't arrest me, but you invite me. But in River State, when I come to River State, they come to arrest River person. SARS will slap hell out of you. The beating they will beat you, it is more than the crime you have committed. Who born you to come arrest me for Abo? Who born you? Where do you come from? You invite me, you don't arrest me. No matter the crime, they come to your house and say, is this where George Onibe lives? You say yes. Please tell him we want to see him in the police station. Then I will go. But today now, even innocent people, there is one online. In fact, there is a policeman that got angry with a boy that is using an expensive phone. A phone you don't know how he bought it because you are a police. You are securing us. Look at Nigeria. Their greatest problem is that they are busy saying insecurity, insecurity. We have to securize Nigeria. But Nigerian security are the Boko Haram, they are the terrorists, they are the evil people. And you can't get it. You don't need AK-47 to secure your land. You need love. You need transparency. You need to allow everybody fair dealing. Why will I be an armed robber? When I wake up in the morning, I go and walk. I work very hard up to late at night, and I come back and looking for more time to be able to rest my body well. Is that when I want to think about how to go and rob? But the system creates armed robber because the system changed. There are youth who are graduates. After spending their time, in fact, one of my friends that is on IT now, he told me his target was to make sure that in every course, he will have like 7 A's, 6 A's, 7 A's, the minimum. So he read. He told me that he get to a stage, his brain will be breathing. He will feel his brain breathing, but he needs 7 A's. I told him, I say, my time, I don't give my brain pressure. Once it takes more than I can absorb, I will stop. Maybe give myself some time and I move on. And now this brother will now graduate at the end of the day and he's going to come and work under one Alamajiri who did not go to school, or at the end of the day he's going to ride Keke Napepe, and you are telling me you are buying AK-47 to stop criminal until Nigerians begin to do the right thing. There will always be need. There will always be reason. There will always be insecurity. Our fathers understand that there was no need for security. So we never actually have any form of security of any kind because the community here, the youth are standing by. Do you still have youth today? Shell had divided the youth. Some group they use them for protocol. Some group they use them for kidnapping. Some group they use them for cultists to destabilize our community. Security. Our only form of securing our land was fairness, justice, truth, and equity. Try it. you will understand why church members don't steal Bible from the church. When I worship in a church, where at the end of the day, I say to my pastor or the usher come close to me, see me with a rickety Bible, a torn Bible, and say, oh, Brother George, please see me after the service. And after the service, I go to him or her. As the usher, he gives me a new Bible. Do you think I will come and steal Bible in the church? No way. So there was no need for security. When we are asking you now, mobilize. Biafra security, community security must be activated. Make no mistake about it. The situation we found ourselves demand security. Number 3. Because it's important we know. What method of community security do we have? In those days, we did not use any security. There was none. But there was a method of securing our community. We have the hunter group. Go now. Nigeria has collected gun from all the hunter group. Because as a hunter, you are not a security man, but you are a security man. Because anybody work out for community anyhow, he will receive 1 double barrel. But they are not there any longer. Moreover, everything has advanced. The method of securing our community was simple. You wake up in the morning, they steal anything belonging to you. Before night, they will return it. But who has the need? It was not about competition. It was about fairness, I must repeat again. What is fairness? What is justice? What is truth? What is equity? If you know your village have security in those days, please call me. Of course, we have warriors. We have warriors who will stand their ground to defend the land when the time comes. Not from the people, but from foreign invaders. The British government will bear testament to that. We have a tradition of having warriors who stand on their ground to defend their community. They are not security men. You do anyhow, they give you anyhow. We don't have history of security. The only form of security we have is to be fair to everyone. So even though Nigeria let them import drone, let them import AK-47, let them bring ballistic missile, let them build a prison inside hellfire. Insecurity will never stop because Nigeria is unfair. Nigeria is insincere. Nigeria is not transparent. Nigerians don't see you as a Nigeria. They see you as an animal that needs to be hunted down. You will be murdered. You have to be wiped out. And there will always be insecurity. What is the implication of Fulani giving us a community security? Now, all of a sudden, Miati Allah, the well-known, renowned Boko Haram terrorist organization in Nigerian government, Aso Rock, say, oh, we are going to have Fulani security in Enugu, Fulani security in Aba, Fulani security in Delta. But we gave them the access because as we speak, they are still your security. They are. What is the implication? Why are they doing that? Because they look down on us. When Fulani comes and say, I will give you security. Now, let me tell you what they do. I went somewhere to work. And that period, I stayed that area for a long time. And, you know, it's a street where you have big men. But let me call the name of the street so that those who are living in that street should buy CC camera and begin to watch those Hausa people. The place is called Farm Road. The Farm Road is around the OPM church side. Around the side, those of you in Port Harcourt. Within that house is where you have OPM. There is a church there. I can't remember the church, the name of the church. But those of you within that houses, you know where OPM is. Across opposite OPM, there is road. Almost all the road there are called Farm Road. And then I noticed that what they do there at night is even married women, Biafra married women, Akwa Ibom, Igbo, all of them, all our women, all the gate men there are Hausa Fulani. As I'm talking to you by this time, if you go there now, you see they have hired Hausa Fulani terrorists everywhere. And I will stay at the gate and be watching them. At night, when you are coming, as a Biafran, they see you. They say, don't you know, you know, say night, don't come. What did they do for us by this storm? You know, say night to don't come. They will terrorize you, they will deal with you. And then I noticed that at night, many of your young girls, your maid, your cook, even some of your wife will come out. Those owls, after sleeping with cows, sleep with them. May God have mercy upon us. So when your son is looking like Awusa, your daughter is looking like Awusa, please take your face of your children and compare it with your gitman. You never know. You never know. You want security. This is the implication when they give you security. Because you automatically, when Awusa are the ones securing your land, they have placed you on automatic coffee. Because they will give you law to be able to protect our place. Once it's 7 o'clock, don't come out. Anybody that enters that community by 7 o'clock, only God will help them. That is the implication. They want to lock our life down. Number 5, we must return to our community security. Biafrans, wherever you are, we must return to our community way of security. What is our pattern our father used? Justice, transparency, equity, and fairness. But can Nigeria give us that atmosphere? It's not possible. Because when you go outside now, you hear, wow, 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 wow. I will see people with healers van parabolating, looking for who to victimize. Do you think I will keep quiet and be watching them? If you go to the next street now, you will see Fulani herdsmen with their cow and AK-47. You think that will give us justice? You think that will give us fairness? You think that will give us equity and transparency? There is no way. And so what do? Every community in Biafra land, Urobo Shekiri, go and look at what they are doing to Urobo people. You will pity yourself. And I was surprised to hear that Okowa even have cow. I was surprised to hear that Okowa and Obiofa Aowa have their own cow. I want to see it today. Now you know. Now you know. Okowa, governor of Delta State, have his own cow. So is Obiofa. I hope it's not Awusa cow, because we have our own cow. And when you have a cow and they kill your people, Obiowa and Okowa should go and look at Omenunu Juan Wolumono Amari Okowa Obiowa Jenny Dagwawe Nindia Wosa Iri Berelwe Line Nuaran Munayindi Buharo Shisheye Wahim. Omeni wonya boy Juan Hienragwa Jeda Kowa Jeda Gwa Obiofowa Jeda Kowa governor of Delta State Nama who Melu who were Aswali Abo no Mela Riabo Aru Kobuhena Nyaliabo Njawo Saragonde Banyi Waragonde Mwenyi Warago Wonde Nenyi Kane Waro Shishie Wahiwe Bue Jamedele America and Ratonto Omenento Kera to Kutuya Puhane Sheli. Now you know. Now you know. There can never be security. So every community youth, you are in the village, you are in the town. You don't need to say, okay, we are here on Radio Biafra, we want to organize how to secure our community. It's a lie. Begin to call the youth in your community. This is the time they must come together. This is the time they must put their eye on ground. Security is one of the pillars that hold the foundation of our culture. May God be with us. Of course, I'll be back in a minute. Our line will be open any moment from now. Please, as a Biafran, if in the ancient days you have heard about the history of police, community policing in your community, please tell us. Better still, you can tell me how your community were able to secure their land. But am I saying that when Biafra come, there will be no police? Of course, there will be. Because Eleken Teoba says, since men of these days has learned how to shoot without missing, we have learned how to fly without perching. If we are advocating that we go back to a community without policing, which means when Biafra is gone, only one women community in Yoruba land will ransack the whole of Biafra land. Not to talk of the licensed Boko Haram Fulani Miati Allah by British government. When our line is up, open, tell us what you know about security. Tell us what we must do about our community security. I will be back in a minute. Of course, at this time, our lines are open. The line to call at this moment is our WhatsApp line, which is 070-815-45642. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. And our direct line is 081-221-52971. These are the number I expect you to call. Tell us about security. Even give us solutions. Some people say, no, don't say it. Hausa, we know it doesn't matter. But our community must be secured. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line. The problem with our people is when they call, they are listening to their radio. If you are calling, focus on your phone. Please, brother, turn down the volume of your radio set and focus on your phone because I can still hear it from here.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Turn down the volume of your radio set or you move away from there or I will cut you off.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, can I use my dialect?
I will beg you not to use your dialect, please. Speak Pidgin English rather, so that Urubu can understand what you are saying. Ububura, Ugeb, and everybody can understand what you are saying. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my name is Chigos. I'm calling from Aba province. Well, so based on the topic you read this evening, I do appreciate because all of us we are tired of what all these Fulani people are doing to us. It seems as if maybe if there is no anybody to challenge them or anybody to tell them what to do or what not to do. So I so much thank God for IPOB. Now, in my own local area, we have a security. And that security is indeed in there. You understand? It's the elders that will appoint the indigenous. And even as as I'm talking to you, if anything happens, before you know what is happening, they will block all the whole entrance to the community. So that is my own opinion.
Yes, my brother, what you said is right. If you understand, I said from our ancestors, when you check my age and your age, you will see they start appointing vigilantes when the enemy has entered our land. But in those days, they were not there. So I cannot dispute you. As I'm talking to you now, you go to Abo, we have youth who are responsible for securing the communities. But as a child, they were not there. There is a music I wish I will access that music, I will play it. The musicians say, Nambo, onye ngulo tie, who is there? Onye oshi agbapwa. Manubwa, onye oshi tie, who is there? Onye ngulo agbama amere banshin tupu ofu onye ju ajojo.
Yes.
And you understand that things has actually changed. But we will get there. We pray, we fight, we hope, we wish. We will not stop until we get a community where no man is a criminal. Where I don't need to fight to be called, labeled a militant because of the resources that belong to my father. Where I will not be forced to pay for police on every checking point to enter my father's compound in my supposedly one country. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Please, I would like to join a family, but I don't know how to, see them.
Just keep asking questions. Any moment from now, inquiry line will be made known on air so that those of you who want to join family will know where to contact. But until then, keep asking honestly. You will see them. Thank you very much. Ndewo. Ndewo. And you too, my brother. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? I think we lost that caller. What? Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there? Maybe we've lost that call.